this morning. So it's like I said, using the analogy of raising children, the first response from kids is they learn upon receipt of their first spanking to fear the parents. Isn't that right? Until they get that first whooping, as my little grandson calls it, that whooping, see, they don't have an appropriate respect and fear of their parents. They'll run wild, they'll do crazy stuff, they'll get themselves in trouble, they'll get themselves hurt or possibly killed. But a parent will lovingly and out of necessity, they will inflict some punishment on the child at a young age, and that child will learn a certain appropriate fear, and that will actually enable that parent to teach that child and to raise him in the right way. But as the kid gets older, the fear will turn into respect, and the respect will turn into love. And that's the way it is with the Lord this morning. He wants that relationship to grow until we come into that place where we see Him as a Father who loves us, who's got our best interest at heart. You see what I'm saying? But here in this story, the world at large was in its adolescence. It was in its rebellion. It was going after strange gods, and it was doing wicked things. See, the land that they were headed to, and I'll say this as we get ready to close out and bring it to an end this morning. They were headed to what they called the Promised Land, and it got that name because it had been promised to them. So it became known as the Promised Land. But it was Canaan. It was the Canaan land. The Canaanites were there, and it was made up of lots of different tribes of people. And these people had become wicked in the sight of God. They were killing their children. That's how bad off they had become. They were so depraved, and they had such a perverted religion that they were offering up their children to the foreign god at times. They would take newborns and they would throw them in a fire, and they had these different rituals they would go through they thought they had to do to appease and please their God. And they were offering up their children. And I've often made the comparison that we're back in that condition today. Though we be more scientifically advanced, though we pride ourselves on being sophisticated in a modern age, we're still stupid when it comes to that, because we have a generation today that's offering up their children. They're killing their infants in a procedure called abortion to another god. See, it's not the God of the Bible, because He doesn't require it of us. But the God of this world requires these sacrifices. They offer their children up on the altar of inconvenience. They say, it's not convenient right now. I've got to postpone having children. This pregnancy was an accident. We can't have this baby. I can't afford it right now. Or my husband, I don't want to be with him, and that'll just tie us together. They come up with all kinds of reasons to murder an infant. So once again, we're doing as the ancient pagans did, who killed their children. And the Bible said concerning these people that the land vomited these people out because of this wickedness. And we're there again today. We've entered a generation that has become so depraved that they're killing their babies by the millions. And it's bringing the end of the world.